Hi, friend. I'm Laurie with Divinely Healing Heart Matters. Thanks for sticking around to learn what we're up to. So, firstly, I am learning how to make yogurt at home, the therapeutic recipe, rather than the maintenance dose recipe. This is all new to me and my first shot at it, and I wanted to video record it for all of us here. Some things that you're going to need if you want to join me on this journey or make this for yourself, and hopefully heal our gut, which, is so important, because that's where, our immune system gets its strength from. Our endocrine system and our circulatory system and all of these bodily systems we have seem to circulate and gain their strength from our gut. So the premise is, if we heal our gut, we can heal our bodies of just about anything. And that's my goal. And also to let go of all this stubborn weight that I continue to gain because my body isn't digesting, it's not absorbing nutrition, and every time I eat, and I eat healthy, and every time I eat, my body says, let's hold on to this and put it somewhere for later. Unfortunately, it's been doing that for far too long. And so it led me on a journey to talk to some people, gather information, and I have been studying and working with a guy who is a nutrition guru, had his own fitness center and practice, and he was world renowned for powerlifting. Not sure if I can reveal his name just yet, so I'll hold on to that right now. But let's go over some of the things that we're going to need to start making our yogurt. Okay, the first thing you're going to need is a yogurt maker. Okay, let me slide back out of the way. You want something that is going to be able to control the temperature and the time setting, okay? Because we're going to be using 99 degrees up to 103, and we're going to be using a 36-hour period. So we need that at the very least. I purchased this off of Amazon. No particular brand, as far as I know, is better than another, as long as you have those particular features. Some things that are going to be very, very helpful. Most yogurt containers come with the little jars that you need, or 2 big bowls. I chose this way at first to have individual servings, okay? If you have one of these, we all know what they are. This is going to be handy for mixing, okay? If you have one or whatever, if you don't have one, maybe grab one. The next thing you're going to need is the Lactobacillus reuteri bacteria. All right, these are capsules which we're going to empty into the milk, and I'm using half and half. I'm using Battenkill Valley. So where I'm from, this is the best cream butter milk that you can buy, and I chose to use that. You can choose to use whatever. But the idea is, and let me just add one more thing before I go on. And the inulin, I got some organic inulin powder, which is the fiber, the soluble fiber that we're going to be using in making our yogurt, okay? And making my yogurt. You do you. But let's go over a couple of things regarding what kills that bacteria in our gut. And I just learned some very interesting and disturbing information about what kills it. Your dish liquid. We all have to use it, or do we? Anyway, I'm reconsidering that option. And I'm finally in a home where I have my nice dishwasher, and I love it, right? Because y'all know why. I don't need to tell you why. But the dish liquid in the dishwasher and the residue that's left on our dishes will kill the bacteria, the good bacteria in our gut. Now, I'm a cook. I'm a chef. I make a lot of homemade soups and sauces and food. And I put them in these dishes, you know, for refrigeration or for the freezer for another time, or the glasses that you drink your healthy water and beverages out of. Well, they're all adding, they're killing that bacteria. So it's kind of like you're not doing any good in this instance. You're not doing your body any good in this way. So the best thing to do is hand wash or really, really rinse your dishes well after using the soap to wash them. My thought about this, I just did a cleanse on my dishwasher recently, and I used, you know, vinegar and baking soda to really get it clean and kill the bacteria and do some things. And I thought, well, if I'm going to continue to use my dishwasher, which, by the way, I only put glasses, plates, bowls, and silverware in. I don't use my pots and pans in there. I don't put my stainless steel in there. I don't put my wooden utensils in there. All of those things I wash by hand anyway. But my thought was, if I'm going to use the dishwasher for those things, and I was thinking I was sterilizing them, which is why I do that, I am going to use the vinegar to wash my dishes with instead of dishwashing liquid, because I rinse all of my dishes before putting them in. I soak them or rinse them before putting them in there, and my sole purpose is to, well, have them clean, but also sanitize them. Colds and flus and friends and people, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, dish liquid, and especially dishwasher dish soap, and it leaves the residue on your glasses, your jars, your plates, all the things you eat from. You know, I was thinking about that because I just made a big pot of healing cream of broccoli soup. Now, then I'm putting it in the jars that I sanitized in my dishwasher. I washed, I sanitized them, and I'm putting it in. And it's funny that I had that thought yesterday. Am I doing, you know, is there, and I was like so busy that I just put the soup in the jars. Put the soup in the jars, put them in the fridge, put them in the freezer for another day. So, what to do about all of that, okay? You do the best you can with what you have. But that's a great piece of information, you know, for us to be wary of what's even killing the bacteria in our gut. We think we're doing all of these wonderful things. If you're drinking water with, you know, that great apple cider vinegar that we all love, you know, which mine has honey and cayenne pepper integrated into it, and I add that to my water. And we're doing this to help ourselves, to help build the good bacteria in our gut, not realizing that the glass we're drinking from has all this soap residue on it that's killing the good bacteria. It's kind of headachy, you know, to really think about. So I'm sharing this information with you. I'm hoping that it's helping. And we've got, okay, so that being said, I re-washed all of my jars and my utensils and my pitcher over there that's got my milk in it. I'm gonna turn the camera. So right there, I've got it measured out. I've got a quart measured out, because you need a quart to start out with. You need your Lactobacillus reuteri. This is the one I'm using. It's got 50 billion CFU, right? And you want something that's high strength and good. So double check. Do your research on what kind of a bacteria you're going to be using. Now, I haven't opened it all the way yet, but these are capsules, and we're going to be dumping capsules into milk. So stay tuned, stick around, watch the whole process if you want to learn how to do this. Don't worry about flavoring your yogurt until the end. I heard that that's the best way to do it, using fresh fruit, honey, or whatever you choose to. So quick look, capsules, and we're going to be breaking them open and putting them into our cream, as well as the inulin powder, and then we're going to be making our yogurt. So it takes 36 hours. You've got to do the timing just right, or get up in the middle of the night to put it in the fridge. The other thing is, it does come with caps that snap on tightly. You cannot snap them on putting them into your yogurt maker, because it's fermenting, right? So it has to release gases. Also, you're going to need warm water I used my electric tea kettle, and that's kind of cooling because you don't want it to be boiling. I boiled it. It's cooling down. I've washed everything. I've re-washed everything and making sure to rinse, 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 because whatever is on or in these glasses or your utensils is going to be the bacteria that you grow. These are some really important things to think about prior to getting started. You know, don't sneeze into your stuff, your utensils, your anything. Right? Okay, maybe put some gloves on. I will have gloves on once I start making and mixing. Yeah, so I'm going to pause it here and start getting my stuff ready and share that with you. Don't forget, I'm not a doctor. I'm not a lawyer. I'm Laurie, and I'm trying to heal my body. And if by doing that I can help someone else, it makes me happy and brings me joy. So stay tuned for more on how to make your own yogurt. Hi, so Laurie with Divinely Healing Heart Matters on making yogurt. My intention here is to reach everyone that can benefit from this information. Okay, so firstly, we're just gonna dive in. We're gonna get started on making the yogurt right now. I've put my gloves on. I have washed and re-washed all of my glass containers, all of my utensils. Remember this handy dandy, and to make sure there is no bacteria killing residue from any dish detergent or otherwise on any of our utensils or things we're going to need. You're going to need a glass bowl, a smaller bowl to get started. Now, this is our very first batch. So we're making a starter batch here. Okay? I'm going to make sure my bowl is dry because I screwed up and I started off with the wet ingredients. And no! So I have a quart of half and half here. I'm using Bat and Kill. Bat and Kill Valley half and half. It's award-winning milk. It's really, really great. Okay, so I've got my inulin powder. If you're just joining us, go back and watch the other videos for the introductions. This is the inulin fiber powder we're using, and this is the Lactobacillus reuteri with 50 billion CFUs that we're going to use. The more, the better. The more, better. The more, the better. Okay? So, we're going to mix dry ingredients first. And we're going to start off with two bacteria capsules. Yes, I'm going to take them out of the plastic, silly goose. Okay. So, I'll put this over here. All right, 2. And now I'm going to open up the capsule and dump the bacteria in the bowl. Not that. That doesn't get to stay. Okay, we'll get that out of there. There's uno, and now dos. Okay. Not the easiest little capsules to unscrew. Not that you have to unscrew them, you just got to pull them apart. Okay, 2. There's our bacteria, okay? I am not a physician. I'm a friend. And we're learning how to make therapeutic dosage homemade yogurt to help heal our guts, to help heal our lives, and better that in every way. Okay, next we're going to add 2 tablespoons of the natural soluble. I got this brand. It's organic. It's unflavored. Okay, too much of this can make it tart. This can make or break your yogurt as far as flavor goes. Mind you, I haven't. Oh, what's this handy dandy little tool? Okay, I don't know what the measurement is, but we need 2 tablespoons. So I'm not going to use this. Yes, I will. I'm going to use it to scoop out what I need and put it into my tablespoon measurer. To my measurer because I want to see. It looks like these might be a teaspoon. It really does, because it looks like it's going to take 3 of these to create a tablespoon. And it almost looks like maybe 4. It almost looks like cornstarch. Okay, so 1 tablespoon is going in the bowl with our bacteria. I'm just going to use this thing this time. And yeah, here we go. There's 2 tablespoons of that. Now, I'm going to close up this bag so we don't spill it. We don't want any accidental spills. Not of this stuff. You know, and once you purchase all of this stuff, it's going to last quite a while, okay? It's a little bit of an investment, but it's in your health. So we've got the yogurt maker, which I turned it on and I set it a while ago because I knew it was going to take me some time to get everything together and prepared and get this video made, which has been challenging in itself. All right, but my yogurt maker, which will go here. Here's my yogurt maker, okay. Just a little cavity body inside. It's warming, kind of like a crock pot, only it's at 99 degrees. We are going to put water in there before we put our glass jars inside, okay. And the water level. So don't fill these jars up too full. Let's come back over here. Don't fill these jars up too full with the milk, with our yogurt stuff, because then we're going to add water up to and above that level. And it's the warm water that's going to be cooking, right, our bacteria. Okay, moving on. We're coming back to, and I'm not going to turn this on because I don't want to shish it all over the place. But I am going to mix this. I'm going to mix these up a little bit. And then we're going to take just a little tiny bit of our cream. So we've got a quart of half and half over here. I'm going to take a little bit and just add it to the dry stuff. And then we're going to mix it. And then we're going to, hopefully it's, okay. We're going to mix it out. My mixy thing. Okay, all right. We're going to do this. And then we're going to add this back into the big batch of milk. But we're not going to over stir. We're not going to stir too much. Okay, I think we're getting so close, everybody. Okay, I'm rather excited about this because it's been I've had all the ingredients for a while now, and so getting to this point is rather exciting. I'm going to add this to my milk. Okay, we're going to get every ounce of goodness in here, and I'm going to lightly mix with my milk here. And I'm going to call that done. Okay, I'll set this aside in my bowl. Right back to the sink over here. Wow, and I'm going to grab the electric kettle, okay, because it's got warm water. That way we're not starting out with cold water and, you know, we're giving it a little bit of a head start go. So I'm going to, oopsie daisy. You know what? I'm not sure which way to add it first. So keep in mind, we're learning this together, okay? So I guess what I'm going to do is I'll start adding some to our jars. I'm not exactly sure. I'm going to go to there. This is our first batch, first time. Okay, we're learning this together. It doesn't seem like that was. It doesn't seem like that was quite enough. What did I do wrong? I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come back over here like this. Because I think I didn't add enough cream. I think I screwed that part up. Are you serious right now? So hold on. All I really have to do now is add some more cream. I did. I shorted it. I shorted my... Oh goodness, I shorted it by 2 cups for some reason. I'm not sure why. Okay, now we have the proper amount. So a quart, which by the way is 4 cups, not 2. Lordy, Laurie. All right, well, you know what? Mistakes and all, here we are, okay? We're learning together. So now you know what not to do. I'm going to grab my little mixer thingy, and I'm going to mix this a little bit more. These might have more bacteria in them than the other ones do. I knew that looked wrong. Okay, well, this is how we learn, and this is why we have practice runs. And this is not a practice run, but it's a trial run. Okay. Y'all with me? Okay, let's go again. Let's go again. Let's go again. So now we're cooking with bacteria. Yeah. Okay. So I'm filling my jars. Okay, so here's what I discovered. The jars, my jars, maybe not all jars, have a measuring line on them for like 100 milliliters, and then a second line that goes all the way up to the top. And we know that we don't want to go all the way up to the top. Why? Because we have to fill the yogurt maker cavity with water, okay, above our milk line in order to cook and create our yogurt and bacteria. So this is what I have done. Okay, I'm going to show you that in just a moment. We'll get a good picture of that. Here is the yogurt maker with the yogurt in it, and there is water in there. I'm going to take the caps because I'm not sure if I can just do this, right? And let it go, because you can't snap the lids on tightly. So I'm thinking set them on gently. I'm going to double check this information right now. So my thought on this is no caps. I believe these are for when you go to put them in the refrigerator. First, you have to let them cool for a bit, right? So I think that we just put this cap on according to the directions of the maker. This is something I will confirm and double check with my teacher in just a moment. But my timer is set for 36 hours, as you can see. We've got 36 hours at 99 degrees for this particular machine. And I'll see you maybe in 24 hours. I'll do a double check video. Until then, stay healthy.